So here's the problem, guys. The dash cam that I have in my work vehicle, the suction cup held okay. Every now and then it would be falling off. But the major issue is the nut. You can see it split. And that is what locks this in place. You tighten that up, or you can no longer tighten it. So basically it made this dash cam useless. That ball rides inside there. And here's that nut that is split. So I came up with a way to salvage it and still be able to use this dash cam. Actually, it's a nice dash cam. I think it was right around just $40. I've had it for several years. Bought it at Walmart. When you're drilling into small pieces like this with a large drill bit, this 1/2 inch, you definitely want to make sure you've got it in a vise. Because if that comes loose on you, you're just trying to hold it with your hand, you're going to get injured. And I've got it up on 2 parallels, so that way the piece is parallel in the vise and it won't go anywhere. Okay, so here you have it. I've got the piece that's going to anchor on to my arm, the suction cup. I've got a 1/2 inch hole drilled here in 2 13/64ths, a 64th bigger than a 3/16, which is what I've tapped here on this block. 2 10/24s or 3/16, and then we've got the 1/2 inch hole here, and we've got the chamfer that we put on it with that tool, so that way a countersink tool to give it a nice smooth that ball will float into. Now the next thing I'm going to do is take this outside, blow it off with the shop air, make sure all those fine aluminum shavings, some that are fine, some are bigger, make sure that they are completely out of this. You don't want anything to stuck inside this garment adapter here. So, and we'll clean it up and we'll see how it works. So here you see it in my car. And what I'm going to do is I'll replace these Allen heads with some thumb screws or some small knobs. But I wanted to prove this before I took it to my work vehicle tomorrow. I'll put a link in my video to show you the suction cup that I use. If you care to, I really like it. It holds up well. And so this is the exact same back plate that I used for a video that I just uploaded. I'll put a link to that video so you can see what I'm talking about when I did all this. And then what I'm going to concentrate on now is the part that I just did here to hold this camera. So basically what I did is I came in 3/8 of an inch from the bottom of this back plate. Then this is a piece 1 inch by 1/4 inch thick by 2 inches wide to match the width of this piece. And I came in 3/8 of an inch there. And what I wanted to do was nest the ball of that top part of the dash cam in between these two. And by doing that, I'm allowed to rotate it a little bit back to back should I need to. But in this case, I just tightened it down because all my adjustments are able to be done here and here. So you really don't have to do that. But I needed to anchor that to this, and I felt that was the best way to do it. So what I did is I drilled a 1/2-inch hole. It's a 1/2-inch hole there, 1/2-inch hole in the back plate. Then to hold this plate on to sandwich that ball, I've got a 1024 that I drilled and tapped. This piece is tapped. 1024 here, 1024 here, which is the same as a 3/16 diameter by 24 threads per inch. And then these are through holes back here. So now I can come through there with the bolt or a knob, come back on the threaded part that actually this big piece acts as a nut. And now we've sandwiched that, and we've salvaged this dash cam, which actually works really great. And for my work vehicle, this is what I want. So I was able to salvage this and use the dash cam again. So I took this apart so you can get a better idea of what I did here. So here you see the two through holes, the 1/2-inch hole, and you can see that I have it chamfered so that that ball rides in there nice and smooth. Did the same to that mounting plate, I guess the bracket, because again here you see the 1024 tapped holes, 1/2-inch hole again with the chamfer, a nice chamfer on it. So when I put that ball head, per se, that ball of the dash cam, sandwich it in between here, you'll get something like that. So I felt this was the simplest way to do this.